Well, I ain't gonna lie, folks. I got quite a few captures on the trail cams over these last couple of weeks. Some of them were very fun and interesting to watch, even when the deer scare themselves. In other cases, not so much. That was just the other day, and I'm really hoping they go ahead and move on along. Good morning, folks, and happy Saturday. Today is going to be day 58 working down here at the ranch. And I'm not going to lie to you. I've been hibernating like an old grizzly bear for about the last month and a half, almost 2 months. It seems like every weekend has either been ridiculously cold or raining or both. So it has been almost 2 months since I've been down here to do any work. There are a lot of dead branches laying on the ground from all the wind that we've got over the last few weeks. My Vosker probably went off 30 times just because of the wind, and normally it does not go off because of the wind. So it's definitely been windy. There's a lot of dead branches laying around that I need to kind of get gathered up, and my focus today, and I am going to ease into this as best I can, because folks, I've not done hardly anything the last month and a half. I've been playing a farming simulation game that gives me some work to do since I couldn't get out here and do some work. But I'm gonna probably kind of start cleaning up some of these trees a little bit closer to the camp here before I dive back into the trees with all the vines and little branches hanging off of it. So before I kind of get going, there's a lot I'm probably going to talk about on this video today. Just a lot of some stuff that's kind of going on in my personal life and kind of ties into what's going on here. I probably will not do a ton of recording. And the reason, and I don't know if you guys have had this same problem, let me know, but the last video I did, it literally took over 6 hours to upload to YouTube. And I don't remember how long it was, but it wasn't any longer than any of my other videos. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know if I've done something different, but that's just a lot of time to get a video uploaded onto YouTube. So this is going to be my main focus for these next couple of weeks. I say weeks because, again, I may get down here tomorrow. I'm not sure. I have a feeling that I'm going to have to really ease into it. Start getting my stamina built back up, because when I say I've been hibernating like a grizzly bear, I'm serious. Like, I get off of work, I go get my comfortable clothes on, and I'm pretty much locked up on the couch for the rest of the night. So anyway, day 58, we're going to see if we can get some work done here. I'm going to try to get some of these trees cleaned up, focus on this area. I want to get this area knocked out so we can start working into some more areas. So day 58, here we go. All right, well, I got this thing fired up, let it run for about 10 minutes. My buddy Drew and his kids came down a couple weekends ago. They were going on a cruise out of New Orleans, and we came out here for a few minutes, and I tried to get that started up and it did not want to start up. So I was a little bit nervous, but today it's warmed up enough and I got it out here in the sun, and it pretty much fired right up, and I'll probably let it run a little bit more here in a minute. But that kind of leads me to one of the things I wanted to talk about today, and that's I was really close to buying a tractor, just a 26 horsepower Kubota with a loader, a front end loader, and I think I could have either got it with a mower or a little excavator on the back of it. But anyway, I decided to hold off on that. One, it has a lot to do with this right here. I don't really have anywhere to store it, and especially during the cold months, which we probably still got another month or so where it's going to be kind of cold. But I don't have anywhere to really store it, for one thing, and I don't even have anywhere at the house that I could store it away at. So even bringing it back and forth would be a little bit of a problem. But the other thing, and it's still a big question mark up in the air, but there might be some changes going on at the company I work for, which I've been with them 16 years. So I want to continue to be with them, but there's a possibility there's a possibility that there's going to be some changes made. Now, I don't think it would be before July 4th. I don't know after that really, but I'm just kind of trying to be very careful about what I invest my money into, and I don't really want another big payment going out. But where that kind of ties into the next step out here is I thought I could use that tractor to do a lot of this work that I wanted to do, which was, you know, kind of get my driveway smoothed out and get some gravel in here. And I kind of thought, well, if I had a tractor, I could do most of that myself. But since I think I'm going to hold off on that option, I'm going to again get back in touch with the guy I bought this property from, and hopefully in the next couple of weeks he can kind of get me a quote on what it would cost to get a driveway put in up here, and to possibly clear some of these bigger trees right out of this area right here, because what I do have my eye on is some sort of a barn dominium or some sort of a workshop slash cabin type deal where I can store my machines in and also stay the night down here, and eventually turn this into an actual, you know, my actual house and property. I plan on sticking around in this area. I've got my grandparents here, my mom's here, and I'm not wanting to try to get them moved somewhere else. So that's kind of things that I don't know all the full details to, but I plan on, as much as I possibly can, keeping this place and turning this place into my home. I don't know, this is kind of my little slice of heaven out here, if you will. So anyway, that's a lot to digest there, but there's just a lot of question marks on what's going to happen here in the next, say, 6-7 months. Anyway, my buddy Drew, when him and his kids came out, we went and got the game trails, the trail cams, excuse me. And I've got some footage I'll probably show you right now. I got myself a new camera to replace one of my older cameras, and I'll probably get another new one here before too long to replace a couple of these older cameras that I have. But we did pick up some stuff on the trail cams there. So anyway, I'm babbling on. Kind of got this little cluster of trees cleaned up a little bit, at least up pretty high, so I'm not running into them while I'm moving around out here. But I think what I'm gonna do now is start cleaning on this little section here. Then basically what that'll do is split this side from that side, and that side actually looks a whole lot easier than all of these vines. I've gotten into a couple little vines this morning already, and I'm already over it. So anyway, we're gonna get back, get a little bit more work done. I'm definitely feeling it that I've been hibernating for the last month and a half. So here we go. All right, well, haven't gotten a ton done, but definitely gotten a little bit done. This little area cleared out, got that cleaned up. Some of this stuff I'll probably come back and clean up with the weed eater and run it over with the brush hog. Got this little area cleaned up a little bit, and the neighbor came by for a few minutes. We talked a little bit. He's pretty much living down here full time now, so that's good. It's kind of nice to know there's somebody down here just in case anything happens. But anyway, I am starting to wear down a little bit. I still have some stuff I need to try to get done around the outside of my house that I haven't really had a whole bunch of time to get done. So I'm going to take advantage of the nice day and try to get some work done here, get some work done up there. But I'm going to work on probably these two trees right here, and then clean up some of this dead stuff. I've been kind of walking around trying to clean up as much of the big dead branches as I can, but I think I'm gonna knock out these two trees, get a little bit of these branches cleaned up. Then we will go get the trail cams, set up the new trail cams, and probably call it a day for day 58. I'm really hoping, if nothing else, to get down here for a couple hours tomorrow and get a little bit more of this done down here. I'm hoping maybe by the end of February this little area is done. It's time to move deeper into the woods. Here we go. Look, we did not get a ton done today, but I felt like it was a good start considering I haven't done anything in, like, seriously, a month and a half, maybe even longer. But kind of got this split up to where I kind of got a little corner left over here, and then I got that mess over there, which is probably going to be the last part I get into. I'll probably dive into this next time because it's a lot. It seems a lot less clustered. There is a little section down there. It's going to take probably a little bit more work, but anyway, the neighbor came over. We chatted for 10 or 15 minutes, and then I kind of took a break for 5 minutes, and boy, I just about didn't want to get back up. So I feel like got to keep moving and probably go get all my tools put away, and then we'll go check these trail cams. We'll get this new one set up, and probably end up calling it a day. Here we go. All right, well, look folks, I I am feeling it. I've only worked a couple hours today, but it's definitely obvious I've been hibernating in my cave for a minute. But anyway, I was talking to the neighbor, and he said that somebody had pulled into his driveway a couple weeks back and sat there for like 30 minutes, and I'm like, oh man, I hope this area stays safe, because I don't have a door or anything on my shed. You can see the shed. That was the other thing. He said, you know, he could see my lean-to up here pretty clear, like passing by on the road. So I think that's going to be one of the things I start working on, getting a door on there, or actually maybe talking to a couple people about getting like a little shop built out here. It just kind of all depends on what happens these next couple of weeks. But let's grab this trail camera. I'm going to probably trade this out with a new one here the next go around, and I'll probably actually aim it that away. So we do see stuff coming and going in here, but I'm also picking up all these branches. The last couple times I pulled this card, I got a bunch of video of the wind blowing those branches. So we're gonna check this one. Next time I'm gonna probably set it pointing out that direction. Well folks, this is one of the main reasons I want to set up a new camera. This older camera doesn't do this all the time, but it has been doing it the last couple of times. So it is definitely time to retire that one. But we did get a lot of pretty cool captures on it. I just wish the quality would have been a little bit better. Kind of looks like you're watching one of them old television sets with the antennas on the top of it. All right, that one is set and ready to go. We've had pretty good luck on that camera. It seems like, I don't know, I would say 8 out of 10, 7 out of 10. We usually pick something up on it. I pulled the cards. I probably showed them to you already, but I did catch a coyote again. That was the second time I've caught a coyote. And there'd been some activity out here for sure, but haven't seen anything on my Vosker in a long time. I think I had a couple deer maybe back in early December, but other than that I hadn't hardly seen anything. But anyway, I've been playing this farming simulator game to keep myself busy at night. Luckily seems like it's staying lighter a little bit later now, so hopefully it's going to warm up and the days are going to get longer. But in the meantime, I've been playing this farming simulator game, and like it keeps me motivated to get out here and work, because it's a lot of stuff you got to do. Clean up your property and tend to your crops and stuff like that. So it's been keeping me motivated to get out here and get some work done, because let me tell you, I've only been out here a couple hours and I'm feeling it. All right, this one I'm going to actually switch this out with the new camera, and I'm going to point it that direction, because the camera we have down here, like where we caught the coyote, it seems like a lot of stuff come down through this little path right here. So I'm going to also do it because this seems really tight over here. I got to get that cleaned up, but it seems like you're right up on top of that when you do get a picture. So it's kind of takes up most of the frame. So I'm going to face this new one this direction and hope we catch stuff coming and going out that trail right there and from back behind here. Here we go. This was the only deer I captured on this camera in over 2 months. I did, however, capture a ton of wind. I think I had about 45 pictures like this, videos like this, so definitely need to change this up. All right, that one is set and ready to go. So I was actually really wanting to move this corn today, and I kind of completely forgot until about right now. So I'm gonna hold off on it. We'll see if anything came in here. I feel like the last couple times I haven't caught anything, even though it looked like there had been corn ate out of it. So anyway, I don't know what's going on, but I'm going to eventually move this back farther to the back. And it's been a while since I've been out here, but there is definitely stuff still in there. Feels like it's starting to get a little bit low. or it's stuck up in there, one of the two. All right. Put some of that down there. All right. All right, let's see if we got anything on this one. I didn't capture anything on this one again. I did notice there was a vine that kept getting set off by the wind, and some maniac was down there riding my four-wheeler. Other than that, I caught a whole bunch of wind. All right, that's set. We probably won't hear it again now that the camera's going. I think there was a turkey over there, not too far away. The neighbor said his pond's got some water in it out there, and he's caught some deer and ducks, maybe something else, coming in and drinking the water and hanging out by the water. So that's cool. There's not a whole lot of water out here, even though there's a creek about a mile down the road. There's not a lot of setting water anywhere. Anyway, so kind of back to that farming game I was playing. It can be kind of boring, but there's like little challenge maps that you can do, and the one I'm doing now is where I basically bought a whole bunch of woods, and I'm going in there and clearing it out and making roads, and I'm eventually gonna build a little cattle farm out there and have me a cattle ranch. So we'll see. Once it starts warming up, I won't be inside as much, but while I'm stuck inside, it gives me something to do. All right, let's get this one checked. We've had quite a bit of luck on this one. This worries me a little bit because this one always picks up on wind, and it's been windy. It's been real windy. I got a bunch of wind on my Vosker, and I don't normally get wind on the Vosker, so I almost guarantee there's a bunch of wind on this one. Well, I'm not gonna lie, I probably could put together an entire video with just this trail cam all by itself. I definitely captured quite a few critters and a whole bunch of wind also. So you got this one wandering around at 7:46 looking to see if anybody's hanging about. And then a couple hours later, here this guy comes wandering in, trying to figure out if anybody's around. Looks like maybe they just missed each other. Oops. I thought that was worth watching in real time. I find it interesting how often them deer scare themselves with that camera, but definitely got to see quite a few right there. This one here shows up on another camera later on. He's got himself a bum leg, that's for sure. Hopefully he's doing all right. There must be a little bit of a trail coming in from behind that trail camera here, because this one pops in, and then a few minutes later, this one pops in, and there's a few other critters that come from that direction too. Well, this old boy scared himself pretty good too. Not sure exactly where he came from. Didn't seem to set the camera off when he came straight in front of it, but either way, it spooked him and he went ahead and took off. And then the final one that we have of some deer was just a couple nights ago, but then I had been hearing it from the neighbors almost since the first time I went down there, that there are wild pigs in the area. I had not seen any on my cameras in almost a year. It's been April since I've been down there. But here I got a family of pigs that have moved in, and really I am hoping that they are just going to be passing through. Otherwise, I'm going to have not many options but to get rid of them so they don't tear up my property. All right. Well, this battery is getting really low, so I'm not sure if I'm going to make it all the way back to the camp. I got 2 more cameras to check, and I'll probably end up shortening this video down, so some of this talking might not be in there, but you know, it's we're going into the new year. Things are starting to calm down a little bit at work for a minute, so if all goes well, I'm gonna be able to get out here mostly every weekend for a while. Hopefully the weather stays nice, but I definitely have some plans to probably actually hire somebody to come in and do some serious work so I can get a couple serious projects out of the way. Before I would do anything, I need power and I need a well, so those 2 things are kind of towards the top of the list, and I'm gonna just kind of be getting pricing on all of it, see what I can afford to do. And as much as I want to kind of baby step into this, I might have decisions to make at the end of this year, and I kind of want to be ready. So I'm gonna start maybe hammering out some bigger projects, at least 1 or 2, hopefully before we get too close to July, where it gets crazy again at work. So all right, we got this one. This is again one of the hot cameras. Again, you can probably still see there are still feathers. There are still feathers in front of that, but we never did see what came in and did it. So there was a coyote a couple times, a couple bobcats, so maybe something came in and gave us another clue. Not sure what was going on January 3rd, but there were definitely a lot of deer moving about in this area on January 3rd, so that was pretty interesting how many captures we had. And these 2 are running around, and then this guy shows up, or gal. I'm pretty sure that's the coyote that maybe took out whatever that was laying underneath the camera here. But it's definitely nice to see some wildlife running around down here. My neighbor said that he's definitely seen quite a few animals down there by his pond since he's got it set up, and now that there's been enough rain to get some water in there. I did run into one problem though. Some maniac out here hot rodding my 4-wheeler all over my property. I'm really going to have to get some better security out there for sure. But other than that, it was back to business as normal on the 25th. So 25th and 26th, they moved on through there. Looked like almost the same one. Then here's this one, limping. I'm almost sure that's the one we saw limping on that other camera back there. I did not see the pigs on this camera up front, so hopefully they're going to keep on moving on down the road. And you can probably still see there are still feathers. There are still feathers in front of that, but we never did see what came in and did it, so. All right, now on the set. Hopefully we got us a little something there. I feel like we always do. Anyway, I've been rambling on a lot today. I appreciate you guys watching and following along here. I really haven't been doing a whole lot on YouTube the last couple of months. I kind of trying to figure out if I need to tighten up my expenses and maybe get rid of the premium and maybe a couple other things. Just again, I don't know if anything will happen. I just know that I'm probably going to be having a meeting here in a couple of weeks, and I'll have a better idea of what's going on. But I'm just kind of trying not to get too far ahead of myself, I guess is what I'm saying. But this down here is kind of my slice of heaven, and I want to kind of keep getting down here and working on it and kind of getting it prepared as possible to make this more of a permanent home, even if that means just setting up a little camper out here. But we're getting a lot cleaned up. We've gotten a lot cleaned up, I should say. I think a lot of this stuff over here on this side should be pretty easy to get cleaned up. I say that, but it's not near as thick over here as it was over there. Most of this stuff I can get in here with the brush hog, clean it up pretty easily. So I feel like in a matter of time, both of these sides are going to be opened up and cleared out, and there's lots of possibilities from there to what can be down here at the Rated R Ranch. So anyway, there's a lot of babbling. Let's check this one, see what we got. I kind of babble on a minute about how I have to move this camera. But anyway, I did not catch anything on this camera. It seems like you're right up on top of it. So a lot of times you only just catch the back end of a deer or something walking through there. All right, well, hopefully we got us some wildlife there on the cameras. So I think it's pretty exciting when I see stuff out here running around on the cameras. And I got that new one set up, so I'm probably going to end up with 1 or 2 more new ones. They're back on sale right now, so it's a pretty good little deal. You get the SIM card, the batteries, everything with it, so that works out. I don't like doing those cellular network ones. It's like another extra 20 bucks a month you gotta keep a subscription on. All right, folks, day 58. We've definitely come a long ways. There's still a lot of stuff that needs to be cleaned up over on this side here, but this side is just about done. And if I end up getting that guy to come in and do a driveway, you know, I'm gonna probably get a couple of these trees knocked down in the process. But this area right here, especially with a couple trees cut out, that's got the potential to be a nice site for some sort of something. I'd like it to be like some sort of a, my buddy Drew, I was talking to him about his, he calls it a shop house, I think, but he's got his, you know, he's got a big garage, you got room for all his tools, and he has cows and tractors and stuff, so, and he lives there. So something to that degree is kind of what I'd like to start looking into. And hopefully there's something out there that wouldn't completely be a complete hit to the wallet, that I can start working my way towards getting out here on a more permanent basis. And if nothing else, some water and power, and I can hook up a little camper out here. So appreciate y'all watching day 58. Probably going to be back tomorrow, not positive. I'll be back as soon as I can. Here we go.